Hello,
Hi, this is the Garuda Purana.
this is Purana Talk
That too.
with Alan and Leon.
The fairies have just flown into the room. Okay, Tinkerbell and Company. So, chapter 202. This is Purana Talk. This is the program that dares to answer the question, what's in all those books? Because there's a huge number.
Stuff.
There are 18 Mahapuranas, great Puranas, the major Puranas, if you will. And there are 18 Upapuranas, which are considered minor or subsidiary Puranas. We're reading the primary Puranas, and they're about everything. They're like an encyclopedia of their time. And they began composition probably around the 3rd century AD or CE, and so they're very old. All right, here we go. Chapter 202, Diseases. Again, Hari is speaking to Shiva. Hari is Vishnu. O Shiva, a single fresh root of Punarnava or Apamarga, when inserted into the vagina of a woman, is capable of removing the local pain. It can also alleviate the young mother's pain experienced during delivery. 2. The roots of Bhumi Kushmanda, along with the powder of Shali. And it says variant Shali Tundula Varina, whatever that means. If taken with milk for a week, increase the milk in women's breasts. So, combination of the root of this Bhumi Kushmanda, which means earth Kushmanda. I'm not sure what the Kushmanda part means. Kushmanda. Along with powdered shali with milk, increases milk production for women.
This is verse 2.
2, yeah. 3. O Shiva, the paste of roots of Indravaruni removes the pain in female breasts. It may be cooked in butter, and a bread be prepared out of it, which when eaten will remove the vaginal pains, O Shiva. And Indravaruni, it tells us, is Citrulus colocynthus. Citrulus colocynthus. Okay. That's the second footnote. So far, this seems to be another text on women's health issues.
Yeah, it seems to be women's health,
which is
so
very,
far.
very interesting.
Which is an area that was neglected, it seemed to me, before.
It dealt with in very brief terms, sort of passing. I mean, they don't leave women out entirely or anything, but it's interesting to have explicit sections dealing with women's health. For the vagina has come out. If the vagina has come out, then apply to it the paste of Caravela roots. It will attain its natural position. There's no doubt about it. And Caravela roots are identified here as Momordica charantia. Now, Momordica or Momordicia, I've seen it referred to is this, as I understand, it's the arhat fruit or some variety related to that thing that is used in Chinese medicine. I forget what it's called in Chinese medicine.
Momordicia.
Yeah. It's Lo Hong Kuo.
Right.
And has recently been used as an alternative sweetener.
Right. And it's sort of in the citrus family of fruits.
Yeah, except the one before was the citrulus. That isn't this. That's a different plant. But this is the Momordica.
Right.
Charantia.
Looks
citrusy, but I'm
when
not
it's
sure.
Fresh, it's green, and it looks more like a orange or something like that.
It dries into this sphere that's almost
Yeah.
weightless and brown, and you find it in like Chinese herbal
And that's the form you want
shops.
it in.
And you take this thing, and you know, my recommendation is to take a chopstick, and with some skill, you can develop it quickly. You know, take a run at it and try to poke a hole or two, you know, more than one in it, and then you put it in a pot of boiling water, and you allow
pot,
it,
like pasta pot.
yeah,
Big pot.
bring it to a good boil, and probably put the lid on it, because it's going to try to float up to the top, and you want it to infuse as much as possible, and then turn it down and leave it to simmer for a long time.
It'll look like Coca-Cola. It'll turn brown.
Yeah, depending on how much water
brown.
it is, but it's a caramely kind of mildly sweet beverage. It's very good for cough.
Yeah, dries the sinus and the chest.
And it's recommended that you have it with a little lime juice also.
Yeah.
Cuts the mucus. So there you go. There's a complete side trip into
Chinese medicine.
And now I have to find 3 again. Glasses must be.
You'd done 4.
Footnote 3.
Which was about.
Yeah, okay. If the vagina has come out, so prolapse, yeah, then apply to it the paste of the Momordica fruit tree. It will attain its natural position. There is no doubt about it. The roots, this is 5, the roots of Neeli, which I speculated was indigo. Here it tells us it is indigo. Because Neela, you know, is blue in Hindi, Sanskrit stuff. So, Potala is a skin disease. It says, no, it isn't. I take it back. The next one is a skin disease. Potala is Trichosanthes dieika. T-R-I-C-H, Trichosanthes, D-I-E-C-C-A, dieika. So that's so the roots of indigo and this potala, when pasted into a solution of tilla, sesame, and butter, applied to the patient, remove the Jwala Gardaba disease, which sounds like fire in the womb, you know, but it's no fire. Well, it's not Gardaba. Jwala is the fire. They're calling it a skin disease. 6, O Rudra, the roots of Pata, and that's Clypea hernamdifolia, C-L-Y, Clypea hernamdifolia. So the roots of this Pata, when ground in the scum of boiled rice and drunk, remove Papa Roga.
So we want that starch for some reason. That's what's in that.
Yeah. And Papa Roga, it tells us, is perhaps smallpox, but sort of means sin disease. So it might be something more like a sexually transmitted disease or something like that. Possibly. You know, and sin, I know, is never, you know, it's not a happy translation because it's so burdened with Western conceptions and Catholic notions of sin, but you know, bad behavior disease kind of. Kushta roots, taken in the same way, also act likewise, which is a ground in the scum of boiled rice and drunk. 7, the solution of Vasya, when drunk with honey, relieves the internal itching pain experienced during the Papa Roga, O Shiva. Internal itching pain experienced when you're having this sin disease. Herpes?
Well, it could be any number of things.
Yeah, it could be any other things that itch inside.
Yeah.
Ooh, squirmy. 8, equal quantity of butter and laksha when drunk with milk cure pradara. There's no doubt in this, and pradara, it tells us, is leucorrhea. What is leucorrhea? L-E-U.
I don't remember.
I don't remember, you know, and it comes up all the time. I pretend I know what it is.
It's a common disease, but I don't remember what it was.
Let's just ask the phone.
Pardon me.
All right. What is leukorrhea?
Yellowish discharge of mucus from the vagina.
Oh. All right, there you go.
No wonder we didn't know what it was.
Did you hear that? I hope you heard it. Okay, thanks for that. 9:10. O Shiva, the powder of Dvijayashti and Trikatu, when drunk with the decoction of sesame, removes women's rakta gulma and is a good emmenagogue for young ladies. O Shiva. And I'm not sure what rakta gulma is. Rakta is blood, gulma is gulma.
You have liquid over there.
Yeah. There's that. There's water.
Thanks.
Sure. The bulbs of red lotus, when drunk with sugar and sesame, cure abortion in women.
Now that's a weird one. How do you cure abortion? I think it must mean causes.
No, maybe when a woman is aborting, not through as a deliberate action, but she's in danger of losing the child.
Prevents the abortion from occurring.
Yeah, prevents an unwanted abortion. You know, abortion may not be the right
Yeah, I
word.
think that must not be the right word then. Delivery, maybe. Yeah. Delays delivery or something like that. It could mean a couple different things.
Yes. The flow of blood can be stopped with the help of cold water.
So,
that's the bulbs of red lotus when drunk with sugar and sesame. Cure abortion. 11. Cure abortion in women. The flow of blood can be stopped with the help of cold water. 12 to 13. O Rudra, a decoction of kanjika, sharapunka, hingu, and rock salt hastens the delivery in women.
That 12.
12, 13, yeah. They're united. If the roots of matulunga are tied to the waist, they quicken the delivery. So there's an herbal charm. You tie a bunch of, one assumes it's a charm. Perhaps there's a medicinal effect. Perhaps there's an aromatherapeutic effect. But it results from tying the roots of this plant around your waist.
Right.
If, after pronouncing the name of the pregnant woman, the roots of Upamarga are taken out fully, then a son will be born. If broken, a daughter will be born.
They're talking about when you're pulling it.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's another medicinal herb used to determine whether a child is going to be a boy or a girl, by pulling it out while pronouncing the name of the pregnant woman.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm calling it the root pulling divination.
Yeah, and if the roots come out without breaking, it's a boy. If they break, it's a girl. If the roots of Upamarga are placed on the head of the pregnant woman, the pain in her embryo will disappear. There is no doubt about it.
So, pain in some early stage of pregnancy,
yeah.
I assume.
16. O Shiva, if the vagina is filled with karpura, madanapala, and madhuka, it will be good even for that of an old woman. What to speak of young ladies? This is a typical way of putting things, but the translations are awkward,
Mm-hmm.
This is good, This helps out older women. You can imagine what it does for young women who are already, vital and, I don't know what and the vagina is filled with, this is going to be interesting because karpura, the first one, is camphor.
Ow.
Camphor
on mucous membranes. Owie.
And madhuka may well just be honey. I'm trying to think of what madana phala. It's some kind of fruit, madana fruit. So camphor, madana fruit, and honey. Use that. Put it in your...
It's like stimulant lube or something.
Yeah, well.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really say what it does, except that it's good for old women. You can imagine what it does for young women. Woohoo! She's a goer. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Some of you will get the reference. 17. If a tilak of Gorochana is applied on the forehead of a child and he is made to drink kushta with water, he will be free from the fear of poison, ghosts, planets, and diseases, O Shiva. Now, once again, as often happens when you get into the subject of women's health, we're immediately into pediatric care because that's what women are all about, right? Having kids and...
Well, it does occur. Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I find it...
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of diminishing the importance of the previous, and again, reducing it to like, 15, 16 sections.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're on to kids. But it looks like it's going to go on to men, too, so maybe, who knows? It was only our theory that this was all about women's health.
That's right.
All right. We put a tilak of Gorochana on a child's head in the last one and made him drink kushta with sugar, and he doesn't fear ghosts or poison or planets or diseases. Most children don't fear planets from my experience, but maybe their parents fear the influence of planets upon them.
Because of inauspicious birth data or something like that.
Most likely.
Yeah, I can see that.
18. Constant wearing of shankanabhi, vacha, kushta, and iron by children protects them against children's ailments, so Shiva. Shankanabhi is the belly button of a conch. And, you know, you see these little pieces in India that are just a little piece of shell with a swirl. I wonder if those are shankanabhis.
That could easily be what those are.
1920. If a man drinks the powders of palasha, viranga, and amalaka with honey and cow's butter, he will instantly become highly intelligent. And if he drinks the same continuously for a month, he may even win old age and death, O Mahadeva.
So
Tell him what he's won, Vanna.
vigor drink or something.
He's won. You've won old age and death.
Maybe close together.
It must mean win over old age and death or something like that. Or conquer or out.
We'll see, won't
maneuver. 21. O Rudra, if one takes the seeds of palasha along with butter, sesame, and honey for 1 full week, then old age disappears. 22. If a man takes the powder of amalaka along with honey, oil, and butter continuously for 1 month, he will become young and master of speech, O Rudra. That's amla fruit. Amla fruit being one of the primary ingredients.
Which is really high in vitamin C.
Being one of the primary ingredients in Chavanprash, which is specifically considered rejuvenative in Ayurveda. Right. And here it's telling us, along with honey, oil, and butter, all of which are probably in at least some formulas for Chavanprash. Yeah. I mean, it's got ghee, it's got, yeah, I mean, you know, there you go. He will become young and master of speech. 23. O Shiva, if the powders of Shiva and amalaka are taken along with honey or water every morning, they give strength to the nasal parts. 24. If a man takes every morning the powder of kushta along with butter and honey, he will possess virtually a fragrant body and may live for 1,000 years. 25, 26. When the seeds of masha split and without husk are soaked dry in butter and boiled in milk and are taken by a man along with honey, butter, and milk, he will be able to satisfy 100 women from it that very moment. So gather around close, girls. This is only going to take a second.
Well done.
Wow. Oh, Mahadeva, there's no doubt about it. 27, mercury is made suitable with the help of sulfur and castor oil. This mercury gives strength when taken. Yeah, mercury is one of those healing substances in Indian ayurveda. Don't try it at home.
No, it's really a heavy metal.
28.
Builds up in your system. Not good for your children, especially.
You're telling your kids they shouldn't be enjoying heavy metal.
No, it isn't that.
28. When milk in which the seeds of huskless masha and shimbi have been cooked is drunk, along with the oil of upamarga, it makes one capable of satisfying 100 women.
It must come up a lot. It seems
at least 100 times.
Yeah. The 101st is just out of luck. But the first 100.
Okay. I suspect.
Hyperbole?
We'll call it that.
Yeah. So it was all about diseases. It was all about health. But it was largely a women's herbal until verse 17.
Yeah, there was a chunk of women's stuff, and then it didn't dwell on children's forever. It went into men taking things that were especially rejuvenative and sexually, helpful.
So I think it's women's health, sexual health.
Yeah, sexual health seemed to be a theme. Men and women, but not children.
Right. Not there anyway. You never know with these Puranas what they'll do. But it's interesting. The tying the root around the waist has come up before. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what chapter, but it wasn't that long ago.
Well, Indians tie things around their waists.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few things, and they could be a jantar or yantra that is that is carried, or a string that has some significance. There's metal belts, gold also, that are worn. I'm not exactly sure what the significance is in Hinduism, but it's all significant some way or another. Yeah. It's not, it's not like the pavitra thread, the sacred thread, but maybe it is like it in some ways. It isn't it. We could just go on like this forever, but we're going to say adios.
Bye.